Luke chapter 11 from verse 21. When a strong man armed, two things here. He's strong and he's what? Armed. He has strength and he has skill. He's armed. Whew, when a strong man armed keepeth his palace. His goods are what? In peace. The peace of the goods of the palace is heavily dependent on the strength and the weapons of the strong man. He's not just a strong man, he's an armed strong man. His goods are intact. But here's the dilemma. But when he's stronger than he shall come upon him and what? Overcome. For there to be overcoming, there must be contention. So guess what? Yes, you are saved from sins, but you will still wrestle with sins from time to time. Because as our faces are unique, our thumbprints are unique. That is how the weaknesses that finds expressions in our life are unique to us. So no matter how anointed I am, there's an area of my life I struggle. I have to fight so that I don't lose that place and inevitably lose my stronghold. Guess what? Are we still together? You see, it is not every nation that comes at once against the stronghold of a city. Some takeovers are very subtle. They start by conquering the smaller cities until they get to the bigger cities. But you see, Satan has a specialty. And that specialty is to attack the stronghold. He gains a small house in the stronghold, and then he begins to advance his territory from there. So Yeshua says, strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. However, if the stronghold proves to be too difficult for him, he begins to pluck the sheep one by one. He begins to take ground. You see, if Satan, are we together? If Satan cannot reach any of you, he begins by reaching someone around your life. That's how he begins to gain ground. Because the stronghold is proving too difficult for him. So he looks for the person you love. And then he enters that person because that person may not be as strong as you. He looks for a friend or a person you are taking care of. A person you are looking up to. A person that is dear to you, a family member. And then he makes that person his stronghold. So many people fell into fornication out of love. Not because they themselves were weak, but because Satan used someone they loved. And even though they are strong against Satan, they are weak to that person. The love of a friend drove some people into drinking because of how much they love their friend. Let's go on an adventure. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Am I not your friend? Am I not your brother? So he said, he comes upon him and then overcomes him, overpowers him. Why? Because he's the stronger one. Comes upon, overpower. Guess what he does? He taketh from him what? All what? His armor. Herein he trusted. So first of all, he gains access. That's the way Satan fights. He first gains access to you. Then he contends with you to overpower. But for some reason, Yeshua called this one invading is stronger than him. So it means that even Satan sits down to calculate what it takes to destroy a person. And before he launches his attack, he has already calculated everything. And so if your strength is not infinite, the infinite strength that is in the Holy Spirit, the day Satan is coming against you, he is sure that he will win. That's why he launched an attack. So when he doesn't win, you've surprised him. He goes back for a season and prepares again. So when he gains access into the palace, because first of all, the strong man keeps his palace, his armor, and his goods. He gains access to the palace. The first layer of defense has been broken. He contends, he engages your strength. He doesn't go for a weapon. He engages you with strength. And then he overpowers. He says overpower is power used. Situations happen around your life that can crush you. Then the strong man uses that one to overpower. Have you not gotten into areas of your life where it seemed as though if God did not help you, you would be overwhelmed? And then guess what? He takes the armors on which we trusted Your worship life dies. Your prayer life dies. Your joy dies. Your smile dies. Everything around you. The armors that once was your strength and your guard. Your charity dies. The kind of heart you used to have towards people. Because of what Satan has. He arranged 5 friends that gained your trust for 3-4 years. After that, simultaneously, he began to use all of them to betray you. And then he overpowers you. And then the kindness of your heart, that was the reason for which certain thing was working for you, even though you didn't know, he plunders that one out of your hand. And then guess what? He divide his spoils. May this misfortune not befall us. In Yeshua's name.